Hey there, my Munchie pals! Halloween is just around the corner, so I thought it was about time to get started on some spooky treats.
Hey!
Whoa! Hey there, Scully!
What delicious treat are we making today?
For the spooky recipe today, I am making my pistachio eyeball truffles, and this recipe is directly from my Halloween ebook. There are loads of cutesy recipes out there, and those are fine and dandy, but for me when it comes to Halloween, I like to go the creepier or spookier route, if you know what I mean. And if you do know what I mean, how about you give me a thumbs up?
My thumbs don't work like they used to.
For this recipe, you are only going to need 3 main ingredients.
Whoa, that deserves a thumbs up!
For the truffles, you will only need shelled pistachios, dates, and I do recommend a pinch of salt. I am going to be covering my truffles in some white chocolate. Now, I know that white chocolate isn't the healthiest choice.
Doesn't matter to me.
Now, you could of course use dark chocolate or dairy-free chocolate to cover these truffles, but then they are not going to look like eyeballs, which is fine if you just want some tasty truffles, but I want mine to look like eyeballs. You could also use coconut butter instead of the white chocolate, but let me just be real with you here and tell you, I love white chocolate, and I am sure as heck gonna eat some on Halloween. I mean, the center is already made of pistachios. Give me a dang break.
Give her a break already!
In your food processor, add in your pistachios, dates, and salt. If you buy fresh dates, you should be fine to blend them in your food processor. But if you buy them from the store and they're in a package and they're a little bit hard, you probably want to soak them first so that they blend up a little bit easier. And you can either do that overnight in a cup of water, or you can put them in really hot water for about an hour. Start by pulsing the food processor to gradually get the mixture to start blending. You may need to stop the food processor a few times to scrape down the sides, and eventually you should see a large truffle ball form. This is good. This means it's working. Once your large truffle ball has formed, you can spray down a cookie scoop, and I am using a 2-teaspoon scoop today. Use the scoop to spoon out your mixture and roll it in your hands into the perfect truffle ball. You can set those aside, and then we are going to melt up our chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I am using white chocolate today, white for the eyeballs, obviously. You could also use dairy-free white chocolate or white chocolate candy melts. Melt your chocolate in the microwave or by using a double boiler method, whichever works for you. Use 2 utensils to coat your truffles completely in the white chocolate. Be patient. You can then transfer them to a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and now it's time to start making them look like eyes. I am using dried blueberries to get the pupil. I simply took one of the dried blueberries and squished it in between my fingers and then placed it on top of the truffle like so. Repeat until all of the coated truffles have their own little pupil. I thought that was pretty clever. Do I get a thumbs up yet? And now we can add the finishing touches with those red veins. I am using food coloring today. Now, if you prefer to use a natural dye or a beetroot powder, that's fine. I've found it doesn't end up quite as vibrant as the food coloring, so I am using that, but you can use whatever works for you. Also, I am really sensitive to the taste of food coloring, so I have to specifically buy the one that does not taste. Grab a toothpick and dunk it into your food coloring, and then start to draw on those squiggly veins. It does not need to be perfect. In fact, I think these look a little bit spookier when they're not perfect.
They're starting to look like eyeballs!
I know! Now remember, food coloring stains everything, your workspace, your hands, so be sure to cover your space with some towels or something in case you have any spills or messes. Allow the coloring to set, and then there you have it, a spooky eyeball with a green truffle inside. This is the perfect treat to take to your next Halloween party.
Let me see those!
And really, it's just a little bit of white chocolate outside of a pretty nutritious pistachio truffle. If you think these are coolio, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more episodes. Now, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to be for Halloween, but I will be posting it to Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, so make sure you follow me on all of those social networks, and comment below and let me know, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I don't need a costume these days.
Oh, Scully. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and remember...
It's all a matter of mind over munch.
There are loads of cutesy... Sorry, some people just stopped and are watching us now. Don't turn around. Do I look at him and then look back, or am I just looking at...
We're gonna need to do his mouth, yeah.
Or maybe he should say, whoa, that deserves a thumbs up.